Good day, everyone. This is Group 8, and I am Mark Angelo Tambiado, and I'm going to report about the assurances of animal products. So let's first define what is quality assurance. Quality assurance is a pledge or promise to these following two reasons. First is to provide a food animal products preferred by consumers. Second, to provide a safe, wholesome food animal products. So food animals are those whose products, including meat, milk, and eggs, have the potential to become part of the food chain. Therefore, quality assurance for livestock producers is making a promise to consumers that you, as a producers, will produce a safe and wholesome food products for the consumption. You will do everything possible to produce safe food and food with the highest quality. So who checks food safety in the Philippines? So these are the most common agencies that checks food safety in the Philippines. The first is the National Meat Inspection Service, or NMIS. Second, the Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Product Standards, or BAFPS. Third, Food and Drug Administration, or FDA. Fourth, Department of Health and Human Services, or DHHS. And lastly, Food Safety and Inspection Services, or FSIS. There are other agencies that checks food safety in the Philippines, but these are the most common that we can provide you in this report. Products from animals include, so these are the products that we can get from the animals. So this includes, first, the meat and meat products. Second, poultry product. This includes meat and eggs. Third, of course, the fish and the shellfish. Fourth, dairy product. This includes milk and cheese. And lastly, a non-food product such as fiber, including wool, mohair, cashmere, and leather. So in these slides, these are some of the Republic Acts that ordained meat inspection code in the Philippines. So, protection and promotion of the right to health of the people is found in Section 15, Article 2, and the protection of consumers from trade malpractices from substandards or hazardous products is found on Section 9, Article 16, are states' obligations stipulated in Philippine Constitution of 1987. In July 2003, Republic Act Number 9296 ordained the Meat Inspection Code of the Philippines to strengthen the country's meat inspection system to assure safety and quality of meat and meat products for human consumption, both in domestic and international markets. So under this law, it states policy 2A. Promulgate specific policies and procedures governing the flow of food animals. B. Ensure food security and provide safety and quality standard to assure the protection of public against risk of injury and hazard. And lastly, to support the livestock and poultry industry development and promote animal health by preventing the entry of disease-carrying animals in meat establishment. The Meat Inspection Code of the Philippines laid guidelines of the following area. First is international or rather institutional mechanism. Second, scope of meat inspection. Third, anti and post-mortem inspection. Fourth, inspection of imported meat and meat products. Fifth, sanitation. Sixth, product quality and safety. Seventh, product information and consumer aware. Eighth, fees and charges. And lastly, prohibited acts and sanctions. Institutional mechanism. National Meat Inspection Services, or NMIS, an attached agency of the Department of Agriculture, is tasked to serve the National Controlling Authority on all matters pertaining to meat and meat product inspection and hygiene. It is mandated to formulate and implement policies, programs, rules and regulation in the relation of meat inspection and hygiene to ensure safety and quality from farm to table. As well, the agency was tasked to undertake functions including but not limited to policy formulation and program implementation, supervision and control of meat inspection and meat hygiene, regulation information, training and capability building. NMIS operates this 12 division, namely, first is plant operation and inspection, second, accreditation and registration, third, enforcement and food disease, fourth, meat import and export assistance and inspection, fifth, meat science and technology, sixth, laboratory services, seventh, consumer information, education and assistance, eighth, legal affairs, 9. Planning, monitoring, and evaluation. 10th. Engineering and climate change. 11. Administrative, and lastly, finance division. NMIS operates in the regions through its regional technical operation centers located in 16 regions of the country. Certain powers and functions of the NMIS are developed to local government units or LGU, provincial, it may be provincial, city or municipal meat inspection service as embodied in the executive order or EO number 137 is pursuant with the local government code of the country. The EO delineates the responsibilities of the national and local meat inspection services. Devolved powers and functions include A. Construction, improvement, inspection, expansion, and operates of slaughterhouses. B. Classification and accreditation of slaughterhouses. C. Meat inspection. D. Meat transport and post-abattoir control. E. Monitoring and evaluation. And F. Training and information. And lastly, G. Collection of fees and charges. Next is scope and meat inspection. So the provision of the Act applies to all meat establishments such as slaughterhouses, poultry dressing plant, meat cutting plants, meat processing plants, cold storages, meat shops, meat markets, and other outlets engaged in domestic and international trade. Only meat control and inspector officers duly appointed and designated by the NMIS or local government units are authorized to conduct meat inspection work. NMIS has the responsibility to ensure and to enforce the meat establishment operate in accordance with humane slaughter and hygienic requirements. Next is ante-mortem inspection. A systematic ante-mortem inspection as prescribed by NMIS is made by authorized inspector to the food animals before animals are being slaughtered. The inspection is done in a holding pen located within the premises of establishment at the time of slaughter, and then the animals are delivered to the establishment. Any animals found to be affected by diseases or defect that would render the meat unfit for human consumption are marked condemned, isolated immediately, and disposed properly. Ante-mortem inspection also includes inspection of method by which food animals are slaughtered and handled in meat establishment in accordance with RA 8485 or otherwise known as Animal Welfare Act. Next is inspection of imported meat and meat products. All meat and meat products brought into the country shall be subjected to safety and quality inspection by NMIS. Samples are collected and submitted to the NMIS laboratory for analysis to determine the presence of disease and whether the level of drug residue, harmful substances, additives, contaminants, toxins, and microbes conform to the standards and requirements of the Philippines. By rule, all meat and meat products exported into the country shall be sourced from foreign meat establishments accredited only by DA or Department of Agriculture. NMIS confiscates imported meat and meat products in the following cases. First is A. Products are filthy, contaminated, adulterated, and misbranded that possesses risk to human and animal health. B. NVQS seal is found broken or removed at the port of inspection. C. Products carry any diseases-causing organism, toxic and deteriorous substance may render it injurious. D. Consist in whole or in part of any filthy, putrid, rotten, or decomposed substance or foreign matters or otherwise unfit to human consumption. And DE. The container or packaging materials in direct contact with the meat and meat products are found to be composed in a whole part, in parts, or any poisonous or deteriorous substance which render to the contents injurious to health. Imported meats and meat products confiscated in view of any violation of this act are returned to the country of origin or it will be destroyed. Next is labeling requirements. Any meat and meat products prepared for commerce and which have been inspected and marked inspected and passed by NMIS are labeled for local and international trade to enable the consumers to obtain accurate information about the products to ensure product traceability. False, misleading, and deceptive, or it's likely to create an erroneous impression regarding the product character, value, quantity, composition, merit, or safety are considered unlawful and subject to appropriate sanction. Sanitation. NMIS and PMIS evaluate meat establishment for the adoption of good manufacturing practices or GMP and sanitation standard operating procedures or SSOP in the whole process of production, storage and distribution of meat and meat products. Meat establishment that operates meet national standards for hygiene and sanitation are recommended for closure. Incentive scheme, on the other hand, are formulated for establishments that are performing exceptionally in their compliance to sanitation standards. Products quality, safety, information, and consumer awareness. HACCP-based meat inspection system and other internationally recognized standards, recommendations, set of procedures, and guidelines are being practiced in the country. This is to further ensure the quality and safety of the meat and meat products in the country. The NMIS, in coordination with other concerned entities, provided information and assistance to the consuming public on the proper handling and preparation, storing, processing, preservation of meat and meat products to ensure that the meat they consume is safe and wholesome. One way is disclosing vital products information on their meat and meat products sold in the market and establishment for tracing and or recall system of products. And lastly, Meat Inspection Service Development Trust Fund. A fund was established to be used primarily to improvement of meat inspection system of the country. The fund is utilized for the continued upgrading laboratory equipment and facilities to confirm with international standards, training facilities, capability development and technical personnel, research and development, indemnification and condemned animal during ante-mortem inspection, accreditation of foreign meat plants, and other form of assistance and support to the livestock sector. The trust fund accepts grants and donations from the national and foreign entities and individual interest in the meat inspection development. So let's go in meat quality assurances. So this includes inspections, lab meat quality testing, audits, meat, meat quality control, and meat safety certification as per the guidelines and regulation of destination market. The quality assurance in livestock products begins from slaughter, followed by meat processing, storage, and distribution through marketing channels. Meat inspection is designed to determine the health of the animals both prior to death, antemortem, or and after death or post-mortem. Lab meat quality testing involves freshness control, grading the meat, test to identify any residue, stability, and shelf life. Meat quality testing is part of the meat quality assurance, and they majorly ensure that safe, clean, and good manufacturing practices are followed in the complete meat supply chain. So these are some of the method. Sensory evaluation. It makes use of the senses to evaluate the general accessibility and quality attributes of the products. So these include the sense of sight, smell, taste, and touch. So color of the meat, smell, firmness, juiciness, tenderness, location, and flavor. The physical test methods, so this includes temperature, acidity or pH, water activity, water binding capacity and light intensity, and texture. All routine physical testing can be carried out with portable instrument. And also in chemical testing, we have the microbiological testing. Also in meat quality control, this includes tracking of the entire processes and identifying if any deviations occur, verifying and maintaining a standard procedure. All these processes are done to eliminate, reduce, or prevent food safety hazard. Mandatory inspection of livestock products and the application to stringent hygiene mandates form the core of livestock product trade, especially meat. A quality auditor of or inspector, when inspect, provides a meat safety certificate. So this certification is actually recognized nationally or globally and provides brand recognition in respective markets. So meat safety certificate would help mitigate risk, save time and money, ensure better market access, and inspire confidence in consumer and help grab a bigger market altogether. So this is the assurances for fishery products or fish products. So harbor vary a great deal in size and quantities of fish they handle. Accordingly, the hygienic requirement and the design of fish handling areas may vary considerably. Quite obviously that the requirement of the small harbor or landing place where fish is landed, repacked in ice and distributed to the local markets are different from the hygienic requirements on a large complex, which includes fish processing on a variety of seafood and cold storage. In most fishery harbors where there is no seafood processing other than handling of fresh fish, all that is needed may be temperature and water quality control besides encouraging the cleanliness ethic. So these are the checklist for ensuring seafood safety. So first is landed fish should not be exposed to the sun and should be iced. Second, inspect fish for appearance and odor and reject fish of unacceptably quality. Third, periodically perform bacteriological tests on representative samples. Number 4, follow a cleaning schedule for all the work areas and surfaces using water containing 5 to 10 ppm of free chlorine. Fifth, remove all fish slime and blood by hosing down the chlorinated water. At the end of the day, rinse all the surfaces with clean water having 5 ppm chlorine. 6. Apply personal hygiene rules strictly to prevent contamination of fish. So smoking and spitting in the work area should not be permitted. Hands must be washed and bactericidal so prior to handling fish and after visit of the toilet. Check the water supply and treatment system are in order. 8. The harbor should be free of litter and other waste. 9. Check to ensure that all drainage system are in good working. 10. The harbor should be free of animals. So this is the quality assurances of dairy products from farm to table. First is there should be an inspector who conceals farmer regarding proper safety procedures and enforce national regulations. And also on the farm, it should be tested for contaminants and pathogens. Next is there should be also veterinarians who visit frequently to check animal health. Next is animal nutritionists who also assure the cows eat a rich and nutritious diet should also visit the farm. Six, Next is that auditors who work with farmers to assure cows are healthy and treated well should also work in alignment with the National Dairy or Dairy Farm Program. So farmers also assuring responsible management. So in the plant, analysis of vulnerable points in company processes and application and innovative and even measures to assure quality and prevent or detect contamination. So alignment with recognized international standards such as Global Food Safety Initiative or GFSI and Safe Quality Food or SQF Institute. ISO certification both for processes and products. Adoption of dairy products traceability from farm to consumers. So government insight. FDA enforces national law that enhance the safety of dairy products and other food and beverage. Government standards and protocols are in the place to assure that pasteurized milk is produced safely. The FDA also oversees a set of standards known as the Pasteurized Milk Ordinance or PMO that specifies time and temperature requirements for pasteurization and meticulously details how dairy facilities and plants must be constructed, equipped, cleaned, and sanitized, and how milk must be handled, stored, and shipped. So these are the quality assurance of poultry products. Purchase or produced eggs, chicks, poults, ducklings, and other birds from breeders in hatcheries participating in the National Poultry Improvement Plan or NPIP as applicable by species. They contaminate vehicles transporting live birds between hatcheries and or live production facilities. Follow on a regular basis a cleaning and disinfecting program for live production buildings and equipment. If used, animal protein ingredients must originate from rendering plants participating in animal protein producers industry or APPI salmonella reduction education program or equivalent. Also, medications, feed, additives, and pesticides must be administered according to approved label, direction, under veterinary supervision. Maintain an effective flock health program which can handle appropriate vaccination, monitoring, and periodic necropsy. Lastly, non-food products. Non-food products, safety and quality are the spotlights during products design, production, and distribution, utilization by the final consumers, and waste management. Product designer must fulfill expectation of its future users but also meet safety regulations and other formal requirements dedicated to the products. A commonly used classification and standards enable the selection and recommendation of non-food goods regarding their um, endangering endangering the health of life of consumers and the safety of the environment. The product safety and quality is monitored by national authorities, market control agencies, testing laboratories, or interested users themselves. In all cases, the most reliable evaluation results are provided by validated methods. All dangerous products should be properly identified, labeled, subjective to precautionary procedures. Hazardous products should be noticed in publicly available registers and information about them giving to the public. And that's end our report. Thank you.